Vai. Walk it out.
I think those brand new techno beats don't have licensing on them.
They don't? They work?
Yeah.
Nice.
They flagged it today.
No, I like them. They're better. I feel like. Bye guys, grab a partner.
Who wants to be my friend?
All right guys, mount a skate. Grab yourself a mounting partner. No resistance.
Questions, let us know.
So you're just escaping?
Yeah, I know. Just skate.
Questions, let us know. There's no more resistance to your partner. Give me some fucking food. But it was nice not having to do 30 extra clicks per video. Mute this time, mute. Oh, Lord.
There you go.
My shit.
Making it happen.
Now, questions, let us know.
Switch.
No, you're taking my post. The whole reason you're locking this arm up is so I can't. So, right, but you did it. Long rest. Lock my foot. Might as well get it. Put it on. Put it on. Get it tight. Feel it. There it is. Now.
He knows what he was doing. He said, yeah, warm-ups end at 10:15.
Yeah, this guy shows up just for the demos, guys. If you're good at something, show up when it's your time. All right, guys, we're gonna start here. We're gonna start with basically a back control. We'll do some a little bit of advanced stuff, but we're gonna talk about back control while we do it, okay? So when we get in here, my favorite phrase of teaching back control, teach it to kids, teach it to adults. Top hand hangs, bottom hand hooks. Why do we do that? Well, we do that because we want to be able Thank you, I appreciate it. Top hand hanging, bottom hand hooks. Why? Well, if I switched it and JD went to defend and he put his hands at the break of this off, the only thing holding this grip together would be these fingers holding on to this. These fingers aren't that strong. Even if I get a full grip and he pushes, I'm not going to be able to hold it, right? But if I switch this and this makes a hooking motion on the top hand and this doesn't even do anything really, it just hangs here and he goes to break the grip, well, you can push a lot. And all he's doing is pushing against this, right? Now, also, the bottom hand hooks, because the bottom hand can also, I can use my lat to retract. And I can pull him back here, and then see what it does to his arm. Then I throw my chin on his shoulder, making more pressure. This makes the whole dynamic of the position feel a lot different, okay? There's a lot less motion. If I'm just chilling right here, he can move around, he can shift his shoulders, he can do, scoot down, all that good stuff. But when I come in here and I bring this up and I'm almost bringing this up to his armpit with my hanging wrist, that way I pull this back and put my chin on his shoulder. So even though he's got his shins grabbed right now, he's still in that spot. Move around for me this time. I can always do this. If I feel like I'm losing a position, I can take my legs and I can arch my back towards him. This will put his spine in a flexion. Right? It extends his spine rather, and it pulls his shoulders back, right? And it makes his chest come forward and it's very uncomfortable, okay? That is something you can use if they're really squirrely and they're moving around and you feel like you're gonna lose position. Top hand hangs, bottom hand hooks, pull in here, you get like this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flex our hips and pull his shoulders back. Now it creates a tension. If he's holding on, now here's the secret, ready? If they hold on to their shins, or they have their hands down there, what are they not protecting? Their neck. So they always have to have at least one hand protecting the neck. If not, then it's go time, right? There's no sense in waiting. If I jump on his back and he puts his hands on his shins, okay, just put your hand up, boom. He's like, yeah, you can't pull me back there, coach. I sure can. Good, you stay right there. And we're gonna go for it. So, top hand hangs, bottom hand hooks, we pull back, we keep this motion, all right? One thing that I'm gonna reiterate, most of you know this, no go. He brings his legs over like that, and he can break my ankles, okay? So just keep your feet together like this. And hey, if you have extra long feet, even if he hooks on top of those feet, unless you can wiggle them out, be careful. Also, you don't wanna lace your feet under their legs, because when he goes to straighten them out, he can heel. It's almost like a heel hook. He'll tear your knee. I have a buddy of mine. I don't know if any of you guys ever met Brian. Did you ever meet Brian? Lineman, JEA. Big, taller than me, 6'3" or 4, big long feet. Was in a tournament like this. Got the guy's back. Had his big feet out there, and the guy just hooked his feet on the back of his knees and straightened out. And Brian had to tap. Had a fully locked back control. Didn't cross his ankles, so it ended up happening. Tore his knee. Right. So you gotta be careful. Best thing you do, palm them together, face them down, right? Both. That keeps good pressure on his hips. Now, some people say, what's the most important part of the back control? What would you think it is? Not CJ.
The choking arm? Maybe that undercut?
Probably your distance from your hips to your back.
Just the hooks. Just the hooks. Here. right? I can be here, and this is inappropriate because he can push my arms up over his head. I can be here. Well, this isn't very good because he can wiggle that way if we fall to our back. There's nothing holding him here. But doesn't matter what kind of grips I have, even a grip around his neck. If I don't have hooks, he's getting out. So if I'm here, this is better than this, right? Have to have the hips. If I get in here, he's getting out. If I don't have his hips. If I have one hook and I'm here, he can get out. All right. If I'm here and I'm this way with him, yeah. Even if the choke, keep turning. He drops in, he spins, he gets away. So what I see sometimes, not all the time, is people get so caught up with the neck that they, especially with kids, because they don't know any better, they're great to watch because they'll do all the mistakes and they're excited and they're going after it, and you get to see it in real time why it doesn't work, right? So hips are the first thing. So if I come in here and I get a seatbelt grip and I throw these hooks in, why is it the first time? Most of the time people go for the leg, they try to peel those legs off. So these hooks are more important than all these different grips. These grips do have their place, but if you don't have the hooks, you're not getting a rear naked choke. You may get some different kind of choke in some other fashion in a scramble, but you're not getting a rear naked choke if you don't have these hooks in. This is first. You have to control his hips to keep him here. If his hips aren't there, then he's gone and he's out, right? So first thing you do is you get your hooks in. Now, with that, there are some variations to the hooks. Remember I just showed you one hook in and he got away? So let's say we're here and we fall. He doesn't let me get this hook in. He puts his hand down and he stops it. Well, in this position, it's acceptable for me to hook like this. Now the reason it's acceptable is we're on our side and I have his hips. Can you go ahead and get away from this position? So I have the one leg, right? But let's switch this scenario. Bring this leg forward. If I was like this, however, go ahead. Yeah, he gets away. So, it's acceptable for your, let's say we roll to one side, you have a bottom hook in, for your top hook to come around and lace and lock behind the hips. But if it's the other way, they got an ab in the first. Okay? So what did we learn just now? Top hand hangs, bottom hand hooks. We want to pull that back to get the good pressure, make his arm come up a little bit, chin on his shoulder. Boom. It's a good grip. We have to have our hooks if we want to be successful with the rear naked choke. And then if we fall to one side and that top hook is pushed away, we can actually lace it behind his hips and still be in a good position. All right? So what I want you to do is I want you to get with your partner, I want you to get the back control, and I want you to work on really solidifying that position. Getting as tight as you can, tell your training partner, wiggle out of this, see if you can wiggle away, and watch what they're going to do. Then fall to the side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, if you fall to the side that has your arm on top of the shoulder, we're going to call that the strong side. All right? That's the strong side. That's the choking arm. So you're JD, you're training, all of a sudden somebody takes your back. And you feel an arm come over top of a shoulder. Boom. We're here, we're rolling. Boom, we scrambled, and boom. Which side is the strong side?
Your left side.
Strong side, also your choking side. Boom. We're here. So as we fall to the strong side, I can take and lock this. And notice as I lock it, it gets his leg up in the air. If we were down here, he can still move his leg around and adjust it. Anytime we can take a limb out of play, it's a good one. We need to do it. So now move your leg around for me. Notice his hand, watch, good example. You guys can see this. He takes his hand and pushes on my knee, right? That means I have a loose seatbelt grip. Now if I get in here with my tight seatbelt grip, now I'm going to push my knee. All the while we're drilling, we're just demonstrating, but anytime those hands leave the net, you know, come up for a choke. All right, get with your training partner. I want you to work on that. Start with the regular control, pull back, use your leverage. Then I want you to tell them to try to move. And then I want you to fall to the strong side. I want you to see if you can hold on to it. Then take that top hook off, hook it behind their hips. See if you can hold on to the position. And then just give feedback to your training partner saying, hey, it's loose, it's tight, it's good. I feel like I got space. And walk around and help you guys out. Any questions? On three. 1, 2, 3. pull that elbow back. Pull that elbow back. Lift your arm. Okay, that's pretty good. So your top hand hangs and just like that. The bottom hand hooks on that wrist like this. So kind of.
And this leg is almost useless
So
for
see how
him.
this is turned?
So you coaches these guys cramp together is as important as you trying to control. There's really no control over this guy, this leg. So worry about so much getting these guys locked up. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You don't even have to really get this hip right here. You can go behind it if you want to. And
Just keep that there.
it's all about that
Try not to
bottom.
flex too many muscles. Just
And you're doing kind of a diagonal control fault. You got this stuff that's locked up here. And then you got this other side, cross body down there. That's why it's stuck.
So this pretty much goes back underneath this. There you go.
For the guy in front, priority is the neck. You've heard Eric talk about that. Something always has to mark on that, at least one hand. So when somebody starts sneaking in that strong arm,
Feel like
they
his
lead
legs
with
that
their hands.
advance this around. You can straighten your legs out a little bit. Kind of stop it. And don't sacrifice that position.
Yeah, your chin's way above, chin up here on his collar.
Done that, so you can see it the other, see what it feels like the other way.
It is. Like, if he never goes for a submission, you
It's
can't.
not like that so much, you can, that's gonna put a lot of torque on his spine. Today, it's just so, the same way you had it.
No, not at all. Not, now the big thing here, and I mentioned it with you guys, and Eric talked about, okay, hooks are important, right? I'm not gonna get out right now.
See with my neck, how tight this is? Like, I'm not saying hooks aren't important.
Yeah.
Of course they are. But just see, if I get an over-under and one,
Yeah, do me a favor, do the same thing.
you'd be surprised how good that is.
Let go of that bottom leg.
Your ear and the chin.
Watch how they can get out. Just escape. All of that, you kind of grab the wrong.
There's so much
Control. And you're gonna be like, man, that's wild. So, tell you what, don't be so tight. Be loose, relax, fall to the strong side.
It's just like more advanced.
And then instead of the bottom one, no, bring the bottom one out, and then, yeah, like that. Now go ahead and escape.
Yeah. It's not like a big rotate, you gotta switch it too. That's like easy way to break free. If they're rolling one side, you have to be quick.
And what is your result is right? Yeah. So by going into straight lock, and now they've got two arms out here, really I wanna do an arm grab.
So, wait,
Right? So it's gonna stay the bottom arm grab if I just have one.
now lock your ankles. Go ahead, man.
And then I can, get that arm pressure on the chin. Then I wanna do a body lock, that's my level. The arm here, now you
So
got
you see how this
Is there a way to
looser seatbelt gives them lots of opportunities to feed.
You're rolling to one side.
very cool.
So just think about that when you're getting somebody's back.
And what is it? It's like
Let's say you're
when you're on
3 rounds in your side.
you roll.
Usually stuff to the foot,
You wanna face it
that's
down.
locked in behind your body.
Okay, I mean like
Keep it out.
if you roll
there's a grab, it's hard enough, so you're kind of sitting in style over it, and then you get out.
but if you like if you're rolling to the left and training a body
So you can kind of gas.
You know, when you sit down, you'll see it.
So you guys good, Jay?
Yes, sir. Try regular hooks and just see how that feels. Yeah, remember, get that chin up over the neck.
Make sure they do it the wrong way too, so they experience what it's like.
And whenever you finally decide to shoot, you got that arm up over here, you got your hands snuck down the back, right? And when you take this in here, don't mess around, shoot it behind the back, and then crawl the finger. So we're here and I've gotten this, and I decide I'm gonna let go, usually it's like this, and I'm gonna let go, and I'm gonna use this right arm, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna punch it all the way across. I'm not gonna mess around like here or whatever, I'm gonna punch all the way across and cover it, and then crawl my fingers up and then finish.
almost feel like you're already chilling a little bit.
Just go ahead and shoot it.
That's the way we get this about that. Is that
Get it down nicely, before you let go of this control.
I knew they had that.
And when I come down, I'm just gonna cap it now.
Yeah.
Your back is being
All the way across, I'm gonna grab here and then I'm gonna roll.
Then you'll work the rest of the walk. That makes sense. Go ahead, just get it set up before you can
Start defending, whether that form and making sure you protect your person. And you let go of that neck. The jiu-jitsu guys on their shoulder blades, just kind of wrong. Keep your legs off, you're out of here. And as soon as you let go.
So it's 2-on-1, just always, no matter what. You can do it.
And it's going to get in.
It's kind of weird. You can talk about it the wrong way.
Go ahead and get in.
And you see he lost control over his hips, right? It's like,
See where you're putting your hand?
so when I want to stay back, there's like a couple of different ways. One of them is to shrink my body south and slide out from under them.
I've never seen that. I've never
That one looks like this.
Hold your hands for each other. Is that one pretty secure?
You're on your
I did feel that. I could
grab the foot and I remove
Try that real quick.
it south, and then I roll over the leg.
For me, I like
That's
that.
tight.
I like that. I'm on top of there.
So that's a part of
That's
where you're
easier than me having to like.
I really got to thumb in on the choke arm. With this underarm,
What's one
it's
hit
you to make it rotate to that side.
But when you get down in there,
You're adding
right,
right there.
if you're there's your body that feels like this, you're pressing down,
Get you a hand that you can
you're like, oh crap.
You're gonna tear this. If you need to, always come back. Don't focus
So
on
really
that
what I
choke
want to do there is a double under.
You feel this
Bring
one
back.
back, and you think it's gonna get out, that's where you start to forward this, hold your hand, your arm up, put this over there, and switch it to that arm. The reason he's coming out is really to switch to go to the other side. So under one, two,
And then you drive that middle leg off, and because that's not controlling your hips anymore,
give that a shot.
then you roll over the leg that's still in it.
Ah,
Now, also, try just the hips and the, yeah, try just put it in the choke, wrap it around your neck, go ahead and feed it across.
Roll over that leg and move
Over
over.
here, put your elbow in line with your, you want me to just hold on to it, a little bit like this. Probably not used to that, doing that on the fall, going out.
You're kind of grabbing his leg over here. You're rolling over the leg.
Perfect. Now, no hooks. Go ahead and try.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight.
I'd be switching to headbutting him.
Turn.
I feel like it would.
Go ahead and try that.
Oh, yeah. That feels nice.
And that shows you right there, just the feet here. Right?
Yeah.
They go flying that hook out, you have to anticipate they're gonna spin that way. You can kind of
Super hard.
Yeah. So,
that walk is great for that.
when we think of back control, rear naked chokes, and all that stuff,
Yeah, I remember I crossed my feet.
Yes.
And absolutely made sense. I thought I had him. And
I did it one time with CJ.
yeah, no, yeah.
I stand my choke.
Now you, when you understand, you start crossing the ear.
You can do that.
Yeah, because they can't.
I'm not gonna lie, when I'm watching UFC sometimes I'll see them cross that leg. I'm like, oh. Yeah, that's what I was like.
They're not focusing on that.
You can cross them, right? You can cross them over.
Yeah, because I see them do it all the time. I'm like, oh.
That heel stick, it's like I.
And then, like, once I'm at Body Trump, he like push my foot down.
Yeah.
I like to go under the It feels like I kind of have control of those, and they're getting a lot nice.
You will have some people that will ask this and they'll start trying to cry out.
So Body Trump really just
You gotta be calm, you know? So, alright guys, let's circle back up. Lots of details in that, lots of discussion on the positions. I wanted you guys, if you did get a chance to go through doing it wrong, like hooking the wrong leg on the bottom, leaving the hooks out while you got a rear naked choke, so you can see that being the person that's getting attacked, if they don't have hooks, you have options to get out, okay? One question over here was, do we need to have both hands in at all times? And not necessarily. Once you get comfortable, and I drop in like this, what ends up happening is JD can get comfortable. He's gonna take his right hand, yes, put the left hand down. Right hand, and then lift your hand straight up. Notice he brings his hand on top of my hand, thumb with thumb, but he goes beyond my hand. So he actually has purchase on the choking arm. But also, a good practice is to curl the fingers around my fingers. That adds to my own grip, meaning I can't really let go as easy. Now the final piece is he takes his right elbow here and just pinches it to his body. No, over the arm, pinch it to your body. Now, I just want my arms back, right? And all he's doing is just taking that hand and clamping it down. Is he gonna hold my arms there forever? No. But this will give him enough time to maybe take that hand and peel that out. And I'm trying to do this. So what usually happens is he gets here and locks his hands in. I'm gonna extend him because I don't want him reaching for the heel, right? One step leads to the next step. Also, if his hand stays down there, he's in danger of getting trapped. So it's a back and forth. Now, he's not gone just yet. He still has that pinch and that lock on these hands, but we're not gonna be able to keep that there forever. We're gonna end up getting tangled. What that does though, let's say I'm not on my game, and I go here, and he locks in real quick, boom, and he throws the foot real fast. Well now, and he keeps that there, now I gotta get my hands free. My hands are free, but look, he still has the wrist and he's still pinching my arm. So he's monitoring this. I might start to do other things, but he's not choked yet. And now he's getting out of the back control, because I'm settling for a different position at the moment, because he's got a good push on that. I'm not really choking him right here. And the more we start to move, the more he can move, the more he can start to escape or move to a different position. Right? So the question about, do we have two hands on here? In the beginning, yes, put both hands on. One hand goes over just like he had, the right hand, go ahead. The other one can just hang and hook on that arm like that. This is perfect. Now, if you can get your hips out of from this, then yeah, go ahead and do it, right? Now, we fell to the strong side a minute ago, okay? So we're here, boom, and we fell to the strong side. We kept our feet here. Now, one thing I like to do, and I know some people will do a body triangle, long enough legs, they bring it across, they lock it, and they throw this under the leg, and they're here. This exerts a lot of pressure on the diaphragm and here in the ribs. I don't necessarily care for the body triangle because it locks me in position, right? And if he rolls me this way, and if my knees are bad or anything like that, there's a chance my knees can get tweaked and then he can get out. I prefer to hook this foot on the far hip and then reinforce it with my other foot. I can generate a good bit of pressure here. Does that feel like a good bit of pressure? It's just me putting my foot down, right? We're here, boom. If he goes to swat at my feet to maybe push this off, well, in this scenario, you see he drew his elbow back? If he pushes his hands down against my foot, go ahead and bring that down. Oh, he's in prime position to get his hands, if not both, but at least one of them trapped. What I did was he put his hand down there. I didn't swim my foot. I pinched with my knee, then I rotated over. If I just try to straight up rotate my hand over, see, or my foot over rather, he's here. But if I pinch and then rotate, lock. His leg, his arm's trapped. Now he's fighting a 2-on-1 battle, and he's on the strong side. Okay, that's one thing we can do. Let's talk about, and I'm purposely not going over the rear naked choke. I'm just going over these positions. Now we're gonna fall to the weak side. Now, if that's the strong side, obviously the other side's the weak side. Here we go. This is why we put our chin on their shoulder. Because as we fall to this side, if I don't keep my head here, and I'm sitting here, what's gonna happen? He dives his head and he's out. Dives his head and he's gone. So, nope, not right now. Send it into voicemail. So we're here. If I know I'm going to the weak side, I have to keep my head on his shoulder, right? Boom. And I like to put my chin on his collarbone, which means in front, if I can. That's my goal. If I don't reach it, fine, at least I'm close enough. Also, as I pull back, I push forward, and I get here. If I can move his head, then that's cool. So as we fall to the weak side now, go ahead and dive. I'll put the foot there, stay tight, and then from here, it's just a matter of switching in and getting right there. So let's add that in. Get your partners And then we'll just practice this fall into the weak side. Do it without your head and your tight seatbelt grip, and then do it with your chin on shoulder and tight seatbelt grip. Any questions? Oh, also when you fall to the side, if you want to work the body triangle, work the body triangle. If you want to just put the one across and the foot on top, use that one as well. See how you feel. Control. Let your training partner give you feedback and say, oh yeah, that feels tight. Oh no, that doesn't feel as tight. You know what I mean? And see what works for you. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it's time.
So the guy in front of the goal with his back on the mat, you're trying to slide south and get your back on the mat.
Here.
We tried that. Oh, the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, come back. So the body triangle. No, you're good. So unhook that. Bring your bottom leg across his hips. And bring it to your
What point he is made there.
left leg up to his hip.
Pressure on your hips.
See how you're like this?
The top legs and everything, you take that big side
Now
wall.
you hook it with your other leg.
On the top.
So if you
Down
can't get past
on
it,
his
don't
hip.
worry about
Push
it.
down.
Which one is it? Is it this one? Oh, I'm doing that. Okay.
I'm not so worried about the nuance there. Just make sure you're exactly pressure on the hips with this leg. That's the main part of your control.
Yeah, like if you.
That's what I was talking
It's not like crushing the air out.
Pinch your feet
No,
together.
they shouldn't, bro.
Like that.
Like,
Or
if he can apply 10%
I feel like it's tight
onto you, it doesn't cost him anything, right? 10%.
It's not tiring.
That's like breathing. But for you to now move, it
Yeah,
costs
it's
you
just
more
chilling.
your
Nice
breathing.
little
Right?
connection.
See how the efficiency.
How does your hip go? Does it feel like it's pressing down on your hip?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Can you get your hip off the mat? It's tough, right?
I feel like getting that second exit is on the side.
That's what you want.
To shoot that. Because you could. Because once you have it, you're kind of stuck.
So try it again, and this time knowing that, just roll to your side, and keep it on top of your body.
So if he comes across,
Walk up, go across the side now, can you shoot that across? Fish. Sometimes it works for people, sometimes it's
now
not.
you lock that sucker in there, and start taking your elbow back towards the wall.
Some people maybe.
I get 4 taps like that when I do it full on, because a lot of the control things like this.
Can you face towards the mat?
Say you got this
Do you
arm,
feel like you can adjust
right?
now?
You don't need that other hand. Yeah, one arm is fine. Yeah, go ahead and try that weak side
So
fall.
look where his neck is and head is compared to yours. He's way down. He's way underneath you.
And
So
then this is where you're gonna bring this
in
up
that
a little
scenario,
bit,
he's
and exert pressure down.
he's gonna find his way
Point
to
to his
it.
hip. Yeah. It's more normal.
Maybe this side.
Back.
That looks a little more natural for you.
Yeah, definitely.
So one
And
side
see how
is
you can kind of parse out,
Yeah, that's
this is where I would
yeah.
let go of this one and go double under. And get his body back up, right? Use your legs and adjust that position. And you might sit up again. You're like, well, no, you're getting too happy, you're getting too comfortable
Yeah.
getting away from me, to go ahead and sit both of you up, right? That lets you kind of readjust, get your ear-to-ear position again.
Well, try it without it. Just try it without it and see if you can dive your body. So let your hip come back to mat. See if you can dive your hip. Dive your hip and put this in the mat.
Actually,
You're gonna shoot your head to the mat. Yes. Your shoulders forward that arm and then start to relax.
Yeah, a lot of jiu-jitsu trios are fucked up, and how do I get it back? So he gets his heart out, like I switch to a double under. And now you kind of bump him up, and you shrink back under him again.
So yeah, you're just kind of moving that tail.
So yeah, really the ultimate position
More like
is where your chin is hanging on his shoulder.
So there. Good. Now it's on there. Now try
Yeah,
that.
that chin on the shoulder. It feels like it's kind of
Yeah,
pulling that
ear
out.
to ear, chin on shoulder.
Keeping the gap. He's not notice like as you're trying to do that, he's just pulling back that.
It puts him in the sweet spot. If he's under,
If not, once you get that shoulder up on,
he is exactly where he needs to be for you to control. So everything's about control and submission. Nothing else is always a chance.
You're gonna switch your feet and see how you scrape that.
Well, he might or might not go over it,
Run your
but I always
bottom
do
leg
arm
across the
traps.
hips.
And all the high level guys on arm traps.
So put your foot on his yeah, just kind of get it up as high as you can. If you can get it up perfect right there. Flare your knee out a little bit. Can you bring that foot up a little?
So from here,
Feel like good pressure on your hips? Like it's tough.
Well, and a great defense.
If he tries to lift his hips, just
put them on chest.
Yeah, feel the body weight get on your foot, on your hip rather.
If I know their strong side is on this side, they don't
Anytime
have
you
a
apply
shot
pressure
over
weight,
yet, I'm gonna be like, when they side over, I'm gonna shoot, they can't even see this, it's here, and I'm gonna right into my hand, I feel jujitsu, grab their hand, and now I have that control he was talking about. You wanna feel what that's,
In order to keep your position.
oh, for you, yeah, so actually it's this one. Yeah, so you're right here guarding your neck.
Try it.
Not
Try it.
on my
Matter of fact,
tool.
whenever you grab it,
Right,
hold
and then you just pry down on it, and you get it down away from your neck, right?
Now, what was that grip
whenever we had to get
when he had the seatbelt grip and you pinned it back below?
So you're here, right? And ultimately, you want to take that thumb in and
Oh,
pull
this one.
it down. So it's almost like you take a high elbow, start off, put more in your thumb.
Don't tuck your face. Get away from tucking your face. You know why? Because chin defense is no defense. There's guys out there, their motto is, leave your eyes to show. If they wrap around your nose, they're going to show your face on every time. They're going to show you that where they push your lips through your teeth. So anytime you go here, there's guys, as a matter of fact, I'll show you in a minute. I can show you with your chin. It'll be an actual, it won't be brutal, it won't be ripping your lips off or anything. It can actually show. Most guys aren't that savvy or don't care. They're just going to go, yeet, and they're going to crush. Their lips are going to be stick to their lips and they're going to tear. Lift your chin up, guess what? And you have control of their arms. There's no danger. You're also going to drive them nuts. And you're all exposed. You're just thinking here, and then you're like, whoop, just out of the. You know what I'm saying? It protects you. You'll get caught sometimes, don't feel bad about it, right? I know doing this, always sitting slick, my nose keeps rubbed up, they just come across there. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, people don't punish you here because we're trying to train work.
Oh, he just wanted
Yeah.
Go watch Giancarlo Bodoni from ADCC. He finishes like 3 guys with face cramp. It's a rear naked across the face, and when he lets go, like it's purple and white.
The
Like,
purpose of it is they come across, right? And it becomes a neck crank, why? Because the guy will tap. And they're not gonna lift their neck, because if they lift their chin, they're gonna get choked. So what's the crossroads that you can put in? Giancarlo comes across, he pushes you this way, he grabs your shoulder, you either A, take the crank, or B, lift your chin to release the pressure on your neck, which sinks it in choke position. You got choices. But yes, in here, we like our training partners, we want to keep our training partners, and if we did that to everyone, then guess what? Smaller classes at a time, just like 2 people. And so what you end up happening is, you can't, I've done it before when I got in a tough role, they're like, oh, you don't want to take, okay. I just reach across and I keep going, they go, and finally they go like that. As soon as that happens, it shows in there. But I would suggest that you practice lifting your chin up, not like hyper extending it, but just keeping your neck up, because what it also does is allows you to get your finger deeper, pull down, right? And it's a good practice because you're not sticking your chin down. Now there's a difference between this and this. This is okay. Shrugging your shoulders up, coming in here, taking off that gap, it's okay. Doing this,
I mean, for me,
it's not good. It's just a solid. It's not good. And it's gonna grab somebody. The only person that's gonna regret it is the guy in the back. All right. Straight across, eat it that way, and next thing you know, you're like, you can go like this, everywhere you go. So, yeah, try to practice that. But
I think, yeah, you did a face crank on me one time, and the next day I was like, oh. I was like, oh, all right.
It happens, man. It happens, but you know.
so you were asking about defense, right? Go to the high side arm.
Is it low?
I'm coming opposite of it. I'm seeking the, from the low side. Right? Yeah, so I've got my seatbelt. You're naturally going to come from the opposite side.
They gurgled a little, it made me nervous.
A lot of strokes are skin on that wrist.
I know, I think so.
Yeah, they're planted. Down like that.
Not keeping up, keep reaching.
It's like you expect them to be like, and some people will put their brains in the house, right? They're gonna feel and that's gonna like take them off the attacking game for a minute. But you need to do something with that opportunity that you're creating. If you're just trapping them just so they can flail and get out, you're the same dude in the same position. Right? But if you can use that as an opportunity as a lull in their mental attacks to do something else.
It's kind of like
They don't know why, they don't understand why, they think it's something bad. Like, plenty of times, I won't have a joke, but I will fake like I have that joke. And then that causes them to let go of what I want, right? So maybe they won't let me have whatever positional control. So I'll fake a choke, and they let go with their arms and 2 hands to defend the choke that I never had the opportunity to do. I do that, they just do that, right? This is kind of the same deal. Yeah, you come in here, you're pushing it, and you clear everything over, and then they start, right? And while they're doing that, they're not attacking you.
If I take my hand like this,
So they probably do forget about their feet for a second, right? You leave this in here, you come over here, and now I'm out. Right? That's what the whole game is. That's the entire game that you just said. We both want something.
now here's the other way.
I'm gonna make you think I want this, so you forget about me wanting that. While you're addressing this, which is bullshit.
Here's the other one. Some guys have a model. Which means, if John's here,
Which one?
I wrap my arm around his face like this. He'll have to bring his neck back. This way, back.
Like, you want my desk?
So he picks up. Right?
Slide out.
John tells me, and I come here for the choke.
You know, if I can get my back down, yeah, then I'm
I'm gonna
out.
keep his chin tucked, and I'm gonna keep going this
And
way.
make no mistake, the match is the worst position you get to
Movement of the head and neck is to
I'm
release
getting
pressure. Which way would you go?
So if I get matched,
You go with it, right? But it keeps going. What is your head doing now?
easier to defend,
What's it going?
What's your highest level?
See it? It's sliding.
You don't see
And then you're gonna be like, oh, I can't take this anymore. And eventually your chin's gonna slide over the top of my arm.
You need to get out of that, right? That's
So when you're here,
my entire attack
suggest,
progression.
because I like that.
like this, but keeping your chin up. If you just shrug, that's one thing. It's getting tricky. This is okay. You
Kind of
can
what you were
stop
talking
at
about,
this.
Greg Bonner's
Just
back.
doing this.
There's no real positional control.
I can actually
Too much risk. It's like deadlift in the gym. Or what is that they always talk about? It's negative
Elbow to the chest.
I don't know.
It pushes the jaw into the vessel.
You do things that don't risk,
It chokes you.
that have the greatest.
A lot of people get
That grapevining gives you no positional control.
I've had it happen to me. I've done it. Do it right.
But it puts your knees and their knees.
Had the story.
Yeah, do what we were talking about, right? Get that guy here.
I just add
Real
that to the
control
roll
down. So if I do that grapevine thing, what's controlling you?
Not so much in here. We're fire each other.
We're here, what's controlling you? My entire torso.
Some place to go where it's right.
You tell me, you want toe control, or you want my entire torso over here on your body? Right? What are you gonna do about that?
Ready for that. You know, like wear a mouthpiece. Like some of them.
And that's just like triangle chokes. How fast I get
In training room, it
doesn't work.
It's because your legs have no strength in this weird position. But when you rotate for a triangle and you go like this, well, that's your running motion.
But I'm never
That's
really
the strength in your legs. So in jiu-jitsu, look at all the positions and figure out, where am I weak and where am I strong? Yeah, I'm super weak there.
Now, I have a question. I like to go for the triangle. I have to get some more experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the problem that I had
Is it when you say like
doing what you're talking about.
rotating something like?
Like diving under, yes. Yeah.
The guy just,
So I'll just make sure I hear it right. 'Cause I can never get it turned unless.
That's why I tell people.
Yeah, no, that's what you got. And initially they'll take that away and you dive into that arm. And it helps you a little bit, right? And then you just kind of work with them and finally you'll see that leg will step up. And then you
So
rotate.
focused on that it's in big arms.
Right, you hit it from parallel, you're straight on. And then when you finally dive,
If you're not,
and then you're kill force.
it's okay.
Which is like running, right? You know you're strong there, you jump there,
Just know
all
that
your
chin defense.
forces are there. So no matter what it is that you need to display your strength. And don't just use it like the grapevine, you know, any toe control. If I'm using my toe to control you, I don't have.
Well, it's so unnatural. Everything about it.
one, and a big
I want
part
this
of
to
trying
wait.
to get
Oh, I
some
just gave up the church.
and you also want to shoot your shoulder through as far as you can. See how the triangle just went away, right? Now, if he's able to rotate, he can get that all back, right? But shooting your shoulder through and posturing up in the two yeah, now you, for him, he wants this for a long time, this is awesome. For you, it'd be great to play back, yeah.
Those guys are making
All right, everybody.
Any questions? Yes, sir, you in the back.
Why is the sky blue?
Why is the sky blue? Chlorophyll.
Here it's kind of grayish.
More like chlorophyll.
The walls are blue in here, guys.
Like Boarville.
Alright guys, on three, let's end about 1, 2, 3.
Depends on if you got choked out what you're staring at.
Every time somebody's got my back, the sky's
That
black.
is the sky, my friend. He should like paint stars and quasars and whatever
Yeah.
up there. So when you're like, I'm floating through the cosmos, now you just got choked out. All right, guys, get together. Stop. Stop on the wall and all the pictures of people, the people in the pictures.